Hey guys, what's up? This is Cyclonic here, bringing you guys episode 10 of Design Critiques. Sorry, I meant to post one last weekend and then completely forgot about it, so doing most of those pieces now. Just as a reminder for anyone that's new to this series, these are just my personal critiques on designs that are submitted to me. It's all just opinions at the end of the day, so feel free to use, implement whatever you feel like you understand and agree with moving forward. And as always, if you have any, differences in opinion, any comments, any questions, always feel free to hit me up about them. Um, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. This is a header for Toxic, um, made by Jeeve. Um, so I love the lighting on the centerpiece with the smoky feel. I really like that. Um, what I'm not so sure on is the pictures being right here. The I'm not sure if I'd keep that positioning. The way they're below the chair, I don't know. It kind of feels odd to me. I'd have made them more out here and like maybe just not use cutouts. If you're gonna do a cutout like this, I would have placed the chair a little lower and have these guys up higher maybe. Might just be a stylistic preference though. But this right image in particular, I think could have been blended in better to the both of these actually could have been blended in better to the background because they seem kind of slapped on and flat. Um, the lighting here is good, but over here it's just they seem kind of flat. So like maybe I think it's just more of a gradient was necessary blending in these parts, or maybe blending is just not the right option. Maybe even you know making him this duotone it wasn't the best idea. I'm not sure. I have to play around more with it. Um, I like these effects here though in the general background scheme. I like that. Honestly, this would have I would have loved this as a header just straight up without the two other toxics here. Just the center thing with the nice smoke and lighting and these things, maybe some light effects here, and that would have made it better in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I'm liking your trend, Jeeve, with how you're doing. You've been doing your 2K League designs lately, so keep going with that. Um, all right. Oh, and actually, one other thing I wanted to point out, as some of you guys might have noticed, there's no text here, like a name saying toxic. Um, and it's not as unnecessary as socials, but I still agree that there's not necessarily a reason to put toxic there because they're gonna if they see this image, they're on his profile already. So you don't need to clutter stuff up with text if it's giving you an issue. So I want to just point that out there. All right. This one is a poster, Damian Lillard poster by Jack. Um, so overall, I like the feel of this piece. As I zoom in though, I don't know if this is a oh this is a drop shadow, which doesn't make much sense to me to put here. You have this whole smoky background, and like I don't know why you would want to use a drop shadow to make this seem flat. I don't know why you'd want to do that on a smoke translucent background. That doesn't make much sense to me to do there. The other thing is that I also don't know if there's a reason to put this honeycomb thing there. I don't. It starts to look kind of weird to put the honeycomb over here. I don't see the connection here to putting a honeycomb pattern. Um, but maybe that part's just me. Um, the smoke. I don't know if it's just my computer, but the smoke also looks a little bit low quality. It's not. The execution of this bottom part with the red, I think, could have used more work to really allow some more visibility. Right now, it's just too flat as it is. Um, Maybe you just need a different smoke stock to pull that off. The text I don't mind. I don't have an issue with. I like this text pattern. The cutout itself and the effects on him seem okay. And then this Lillard I like. Maybe make the reds pop out a bit more to draw attention, but I don't mind this. Those effects look good. I just think that the poster looks a little bit flatter than it should to gain attention. Um, I don't want to be too strong of an advocate for this, but some flares, a little bit more lighting, anything would have helped to kind of make this pop more. And that's generally a theme with your work, Jack, is that um, you have like the basic execution down. It's a piece that's there and it doesn't like hurt people's eyes or anything to see it, but you also don't go much above to make it pop. So you're stuck in this kind of middle ground that I want to see you graduate out of soon. All right, and then this piece right here is by Bauer. Um, Happy birthday post for Hazuki or Hazahurst, as some of you guys might know him. Um, I'll start off by saying I like the text. Um, it's a different kind of feel to this graphic that I like. Um, it's the what's throwing me off is that like there's no shadowing from the buildings on the back of this jersey at all. Um, there's it feels very like uh, it's very easy to tell what you've done here, like you cut this out, you put this here, you slap this on top, slap this behind, did a little bit of brushing here and a little bit of brushing here, and I think a little bit maybe too much brushing here, and it makes it all look very flat and such. Some shadowing and some more work on the lighting, I think. Because like rarely I would think is the lighting this strong that it makes it completely orange over here. Like you still want some more of the headphones to show through. Um, and like the pieces, it just doesn't look as connected. Like I don't know why there's not much lighting on this Haza. Um, I'm not sure where the orange you seem to have it coming from up here maybe, which I guess makes sense, except that it's getting darker as it goes over here, and the real light seems to be over here. And then the contrast between like the back and the front of this um, thing, like you'd expect some sort of flaring to happen, some lighting off the sides of this that would make the whole piece come together, but that connection is still missing in the scene for me. Um, but like I mentioned before, the text is nice. I think you just need to spend a little more time with blending stuff in together. Um, I will. The next two are animation pieces. Let me go ahead and pull those up. All right, let me play that back one more time. All right, so Um, first off, really well done. I like a lot of these effects you're throwing in. This is by this I should have prefaced it with this. This is a animation for Kaz Legion by Alpha. Um, so yeah, I like the effects and stuff. My one major caution would be that there's a lot going on at every point in time, and I mean, yes, it's still I can still tell like what the words are and what's going on, but at the same time, this could, I think, also easily be seen as going way too fast. And it's like the screen is shaking in some way every second. And while I understand you don't necessarily need to have everything be readable, I think it would be better to not have it so constantly moving, just to give the eyes a little bit of time to focus on what's going on. Like especially on this screen, the constant TV or what like the warping, I guess, distortion. I don't necessarily know if I like how much that's happening. Um, like all the elements are there, and I think they fit together well. It's a matter, I think, it's just a matter of toning some of it down, so um, it's a little easier on the eyes. So I think that would be my main critique here. Um, Especially like this one too, this up and down movement of the Cavs team that doesn't stay put. That one I would like let it pause in a couple different spots to and see what that does for you. Um, all right, and then after that one, this is an overlay by Dane. All right, so what are the main animating parts here? Okay, so you got some lighting, some switching of the socials. Yeah, I like. I don't know if I necessarily have many major critiques here. I would think that. Oh, that's why you did that. Okay, that explains it. I would. Hmm. I would. The one thing I will say is that I would pair the socials differently. I'd have both of his socials going in one pair, and then Alienware and Lakers Gaming going in another pair, like showing one who he is, and then one who he's being sponsored by. I think that would flow a little bit better, and also it would get rid of the see, like this seems just a little awkward. There's more social icons and stuff. It just the weighting seems to be off. I think that'd be less of a problem if you use the Alienware on one side with the Lakers Gaming on the other side. Um, but I think in general that pairing of the socials could work a little bit better. Um, Other than that, I like the general structure of the overlay. I mean, there's not too much you can nitpick here with the stuff being so small. Most of that isn't going to be all that visible on stream. Um, I generally try to stay away from putting social medias in the frame because people can sometimes want to make the frame pretty small and then you can't read these anyway. So better to just keep this up here. Um, so and then the other thing that comes with that is that if you have these both going at the same time, having the socials in two places becomes increasingly redundant. So find some sort of workaround there, where maybe I'd suggest you just don't have it as part of the webcam and you put something else, some other design or some other kind of info here. That way, it's a matter. I think it'll be a better usage of your space this way. Even if he's streaming with just one or the other, he might sometimes stream with both, and so there's maybe some other kind of thing you can use to put his socials in that he can activate whenever he wants. Um, so that's my critiques from a functional perspective. But everything else I like. I like the presentation as well. It's the gray around the presentation makes me want to skip right past it, honestly. Like the webcam, none of this actually sticks out very much if I'm scrolling past this on the feed. If you have this as like a purple background or something, or it's not anything to make it pop really when I'm scrolling down the feed. Because otherwise, I can skip right past this on a smaller screen and not notice what's going on here. Um, so yeah, hope that was helpful for all the people that got critiques in this episode. If you want to be featured in the next one, just find me on Twitter. I'll probably post a tweet, allowing you guys to submit whatever you want to. So with that being said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.